Ah, part two. Yes, the Trumpolism. Yes, it's a Trumpolism. Hurts. Especially when you have an anal Trumpolism. Ooh, it's pretty anal. So anyway, I think we're at some point where he's doing the what do you call that? You know, the it's one of those fallacy things almost. You know, the anecdotal story. Ooh. We just love doing this anecdotal story stuff. You know, my counter argument is to all anecdotal stories is Timothy McVeigh. Yes, white guy, kind of Christian and upstanding citizen type. Yes, let's kill them. Yeah, they're evil. Good idea. Let's get the whiteys because they're dangerous. They blow up babies on purpose. Timothy McVeigh, white guy, white Christian, killed kids on purpose.
There, he ended the life of an innocent young girl named Sarah Root.
Well, there's 368 names on little thingies over there in Oklahoma City, so why don't you read all their names? White guy, American guy. Yeah, true blue American whitey. So, look out for whitey. He'll blow up your buildings.
She was 21 years old. And
Like 38 of the victims or something were under 5 years old. No. Yeah. More little kids than cops killed that year. Fuckhead. Yeah, stupid fuckhead.
was killed the day after graduating from college with a 4.0 grade point average.
Oh, yes, and that always means something, especially when you're an elitist type. Because then you can buy those numbers, right? You and, like, George Bush. Yeah, like you went to college. Oh, I'm sure you did. I'm sure that you didn't have somebody else do it for you. I'm sure.
Number one in her class. Her killer was then released a second time, and he is now a fugitive from the law.
Yes, okay, that's right, because you don't punish people until you convict them. So, yes, they hadn't convicted him yet, okay. Why they released him, I don't really understand, but there's probably reasons. You know, the cops would have loved to probably beat him up in the cell and stuff, so there's probably reasons why they couldn't do that yet.
I've met Sarah's beautiful family.
Right, because that's what you gotta do when you're running for president is, you know, pick your anecdotal story and then go meet with the anecdotal story's family, because that all means something to people. I wonder if you're gonna mention your daddy and all of this shit, right? Because your little Twinkie Tets, or whatever, Ivanka and Tiffany and little Ericy, you know, all of you people have a life because of your daddy. Are you going to mention daddy somewhere in all this crap and tell us what a great guy daddy was, you know, when he was kicking the women and children out of their apartments to condo New York City? You going to do that? Landlord daddy. Biggest landlord in New York. Daddy.
But to this administration, their amazing daughter was just one more American life that wasn't worth protecting.
Right. Like all those people at that government building we let that white guy blow up. Should have stopped those white people before they got into this country. Yeah, let's go kill them retroactively. They're obviously all criminals. All the white people are criminals. So let's go kill them all retroactively.
No more.
No more. Your plan is, I'm going to detect all the suicide people in the country, and, you know, when they decide to, you know, call it a day, you know, go to the great dumpster in the sky, and they say, well, I might as well take some trash out with me. I'm going to stop them with my Super Donald powers. Because that's what I'm hiding behind this suit. I really have Super Donald powers. I have like Power Ranger army things, and I could like ray guns and all kinds of stuff. I'm like one of those RoboCop. Yeah, I'm Robo-Trump. Robo-Trump to the rescue. He's a mutant. That's it. Yeah, he's a mutant. It's a Trumpelism.
One more child to sacrifice.
And well, I'm gonna stop all of this with I'm gonna do it. Don't worry about it. I got a plan, a secret plan to stop it all from happening.
On the order and on the altar of open borders. What about our economy? Again.
Well, we don't technically have open borders, but yeah, I mean, again, this is a Republican candidate, right? And it's the Republicans who started this whole immigration thing, okay? It was Ronald Reagan who went, we don't need none of these illegalies, so let's just double the amount of people that can come in here legally. Let's have this, let's have work visas and 5-year holiday visas, so people can come here and they can just stay illegally. Most of the illegals come from, actually. Over extended visas. They come in here legally. They just don't decide to, they don't want to do that whole, they want to do the illegal resident thing. They don't want to do the legal resident thing. And they certainly don't want to do that citizen thing. Fuck that.
And I will tell you the plain facts that have been edited out of your nightly news and your morning newspaper.
Timothy McVeigh killed more people in one day than all the Arab terrorists had, since 9/11. 9/11 was a big win for them. But since then, yeah, Timothy McVeigh still has the record. So take out 9/11 and, yeah, Timothy McVeigh still wins.
Nearly 4 in 10 African American children are living in poverty, while 58% of African American youth are now not employed.
Right, and you're going to somehow employ them doing what exactly? Going to bring back unions? We're making cars together or something? Better than the foreigners? Better than the German company now that has a automated plant that has 30 employees or something? Yeah, it's a different world, that's right. Poor people are absolutely useless. And we already got enough of those in the country, so yes, we don't need any more poor people, because poor people are useless. Because it's not the same world as 1945 or 1928 or 1849. It's not the same world, that's right. We already built all the railroad stuff, we already did all that crap. And there's just really no use for all these people. They're redundancies. Just a fact. Why don't you just say that as a fact? People have no value, especially to us the rich. We can make machines to buy silly things. And then we can have other machines make the silly things. And as long as we get a cut every time they exchange value, we get richer. We don't need poor people. We don't need any of you fuckers. Get off our planet.
2 million more Latinos are in poverty today than when President Obama took his oath of office less than 8 years ago.
Right, and if you just lived on $1 billion a year, you could take them all out of poverty, and you could give them all the college education. But why? You have to keep the money. Why? Oh, that's right, because you're renting the money and stealing from the Latinos. So they're already poor, and you're just making them poor by charging them rent on your money. Oh, you're a swell guy.
Another 14 million people have left the workforce entirely. Household incomes are down more than $4,000 since the year 2000. That's 16.
Yeah, well, why don't you go since the year 1971, and then you'll find out that their incomes are down 50%. That's right. The rich are getting stinking rich, and the workers getting stinking screwed. and the poor stink. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I hate to rag on poor people, but it's just not a joke. Okay? Being an unskilled consumer that can't produce anything isn't a great thing. Okay? I'm one of these things in a sense. I mean, obviously I have some added value, but the truth, it's just the truth. Okay? Being dysfunctional is not a good thing. And if we're making dysfunctional people in our civilization, that's a bad idea. And you ought to do something about it. And doing something about it isn't just saying this shit. It's actually having a plan to do something about it. Like incentivizing. Like paying people to learn. That might be a great idea. Why don't you take some of your innovation money, you know, the money you didn't spend on clip art for your silly little caps, and why don't you pay the kids in Chicago to pass tests? And then maybe they'll pass the test. I mean, pay them real money. You can't give them a piece of bubble gum or something. That's really not going to work. Here's 58 cents. Good job. Yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Years ago, our trade deficit in goods reached nearly, think of this, our trade deficit.
Right, now this is a problem that's been existing since Reagan, okay? So the fact that they have exported industry to exploit wages. So you can only make money if you, as rich people, two ways. You either screw the customer or you screw the workers. And that's the way you make money, right? So you get higher productivity, they call it productivity, you see. So you grind that out of employees, and they've already ground them right into the dirt, okay? I mean, people are living shitty lives that are just about their job and dying. So they go to work and they die. And that's called their life. And so you can't grind any more out of the employee. We're not going to be able to compete with the Chinese because any sensible person commits suicide, or you know, he goes to the big dumper in the sky, the dumpster, the Trumpster, and he takes somebody with him. So that's not going to work. We don't want to make a bunch of people who are, hey, I got nothing to lose. I might as well take that garbage out with me. Yeah, you don't want those kind of people in your country. And that's what you're going to get if you try to, you know, force people in America, people who know what civilization used to look like, and force them to eat gruel and, you know, work for a peach a day and shit. They're going to throw the peach at you, fucker. With good reason.
Is $800 billion. Yeah, think of that. $800 billion.
Think of that. Just think about that. So that's our entire our trade deficit. And so, but just think about billion. He claims to have $9 billion. What do you need $9 billion for? I mean, what exactly is the function of holding those resources in your pay me to look at it pocket? I mean, that's essentially what these investment capitalist fuckers are doing. They're basically just saying, I'm keeping it, and you have to pay me to look at it. You know, and that's it. It's like a museum where they charge you to look at it because they have to keep making money off of it. They're not doing you a favor. They're fucking you. This is what this guy's doing. He's fucking you with his little finger. So you don't notice it at first because it's little.
Last year alone, we're gonna fix that.
With the plan, okay? I'm starting to get the theme now. We're gonna fix it all with the, you know, it's like the underwear gnomes. Plan A, tell them you're going to fix it. B, nothing. C, fixed. Isn't that alright? Great. Yeah, so we don't know what the B is. That kind of thing. Is South Park still on? They have to have a Trump, right? They must have a Trumpism episode, right? They must. You know. I just don't do this media thing anymore. It's just so strange. I'm just totally separate. from this shit entirely. It's just so, God, they've been doing this for years, the same bullshit. It's just bullshit. Just bullshit. And the morons cheer and they stand and applaud. Oh, look at that. There's a couple of black guys in there. 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. They probably work for Trump. Yes, security. You people are so silly.
The budget is no better. President Obama has almost doubled our national debt to more than $19 trillion and growing.
Well, that's not even close to being true. So, but, you know, in terms of doubling it, I mean, that's just, you know, he's added his 8 years share of it in this progressive increase of this let's not pay the bill thing. And there's no way to pay the bills, right? Because nobody wants to pay taxes, and that's the only way you pay the bills, right? None of you assholes want to pay any taxes. So, yeah, it's a real problem. Yeah, how are you going to fix it there, Donald? What's the plan, Donald?
And yet, what do we have to show for it? Our
Cruise missiles, a bunch of psychotic military people coming home, that kind of thing, yeah. Very expensive blood on our hands. Yeah, we got a big bunch of blood on our hands. The most expensive blood ever put on people's hands in the history of mankind. The silliest, stupidest mess-making ever. Yes, that's what we have.
roads and bridges are falling apart. Our airports are third world condition.
Well, I don't know what that has to do with anything, right? Because that's not our problem. That's capitalism's problem, isn't it? Why are airports something to do with the federal government? The federal government doesn't run airports. Airlines run airports. I mean, security is the government's business. It's not their business to make airports. They shouldn't even be in that business. I shouldn't be subsidizing those fucking pieces of shit in the air. Yeah, fuck that crap. So I don't even know what you're talking about there. Really don't. Airports aren't government property. They're owned by some fucking company somewhere.
And 43 million Americans are on food stamps.
Yes, that's right. So that's a problem, and yes, the liberal assholes have to get a clue there and say, shit, yes, we have enough poor people in America. We have plenty of poor people. We don't need more poor people. Thank you very much. Full up on poor people. No more poor people required. We'd actually like to give away a few poor people if possible. So if you could make room in Mexico, we'd like to slide some of our poor over there instead. Yes, because we don't need them. They just don't really have any use. Just don't. It's just the truth. So what somebody needs to say is to poor people, they need to say, if you're going to have a poor kid, if that's what your plan is, if you don't have a plan to somehow make your kid some kind of inheritance welfare or something, fuck it. Don't have him. Because you're not doing anybody a favor.
Now, let us consider the state of affairs abroad. Not only have our citizens endured domestic disaster, but they've lived through one international humiliation after another.
I don't know. I guess I haven't been paying attention. Seems to me that we have basically just done a bunch of horrific murdering and no one's even called us on it, you know. I mean, Gaddafi's dead, Mubarak, I think he's dead too, right, or whoever. You know, we just basically assassinated a bunch of leadership in the world and walked away and just said, hey, that was fun. You know, I don't know about this humiliation thing.
One after another. We all remember the images of our sailors being forced to their knees by their Iranian captors at gunpoint.
Oh my God, yeah, that was just awful when we did that border infiltration thing. And they were detained for 10 hours or something, right? Oh my God! The horror! The horror! No, I don't think so. You know, I mean, if you want to do the image thing, why don't you do the image thing of Guantanamo Bay? You know, and, you know, the hooded non-humans, you know, we had on gurneys tied down with hoods on their heads. You know, you people just can't. You don't even know understand. Like if I said fair cop, you wouldn't even understand what that means, right? You just can't make a fair argument, can you?
This was just prior to the signing of the Iran deal, which gave back to Iran $150 billion and gave us
Of their money that we stole. See, we stole money from lots of people. Whenever we do our little sanction thing, we play this game, we keep all the money in the banks. See, and the whole problem with Gaddafi was that, you know, he had too much money and he was going to make a gold currency, and so we had to kill him. And we stole all his money. Yeah, I mean, really, the truth is just so disgusting. We really do suck so much. We deserve Trump. But deserve in this case shouldn't have anything to do with it, because the punishment is just too egregious.
absolutely nothing. It will go down in history as one of the worst deals ever negotiated.
Okay, so there, it's making a prediction. Okay, there we go. We have a prediction from Donald Trump. Let's see if it's going to come true. Like his prediction that Atlantic City is on the cusp of a huge expansion. And yes, gambling is going to be like totally cool in the future. And there won't be any of that like electronic shit. No, that internet thing ain't going to be any kind of competition. Oh boy, that's a joke. People want to go to an expensive air-conditioned casino. They don't want to sit there and, you know, gamble in their underwear in their own living room. Fuck that. That prediction wasn't too good.
Another humiliation came when President Obama drew a red line in Syria.
I mean, why don't you talk about potential, you know, Hillary stuff or something? I mean, Obama's old news. I mean, newsflash. He's not running for president. He's done.
And the whole world knew it meant absolutely nothing.
Sorry, I wasn't paying any attention. What was he talking about? Yeah, it meant absolutely nothing. Sorry, I don't know what he was talking about. What was he talking about? I forgot.
In Libya, our consulate, the symbol of American prestige around the globe, was brought down in flames. America is...
Yeah, and I guess we sort of fucking kicked their ass for that one, didn't we? Yeah, I mean, we just sort of took the entire nation state and such. Took all the money. So I think we won in the end there, Donald.
far less safe, and the world is far less stable than when Obama made the decision to put Hillary Clinton in charge of America's foreign policy.
Which doesn't even make any sense. I mean, realistically, Obama was in charge, so it's kind of, Hillary just does what the little boss says and such. What exactly did she do? What was her part of the plan? I don't know. Horror, horror, horror. Yes, it is horror. Look, I mean, look at this. I mean, it's just so tacky. Make America great again. It's like in the dullest, most uninteresting font you could imagine. The hat's not even rationally constructed. I don't even know what this is. This is like, they're like Chinese seconds. And he's a billionaire. That's the best he can do. He's selling the fucking things, and he can't do better than that. What the fuck is this? It's a tree. It's a fucking tree. I think. Or a bush. Oh, he's for Bush. He's secretly for Bush. Yeah, so he's got a secret. It's a secret subliminal message. What is this shit? We're gonna stop being politically correct. You look gay, buddy. Yeah, that's gay. Wearing necklaces, that's fucking gay. Oh, you got your mouth open. Oh God, Jesus, it's so obvious. I should have known. Yeah, they must be Lincoln Republicans or something. Look at this guy. He's got a pirate hat on and he fell asleep. The pirate fell asleep. Oh, fuck. Shit, America. What are they saying? We be homo for Trump. We be homo for Trump.
Let's defeat her in November.
Yes. Let's use our invisible plan against her invisible plan, and we know our invisible plan is much better than her invisible plan. This is the white invisible plan.
I am certain that it was a decision that President Obama truly regrets.
Well, that means a lot, doesn't it? Oh, gee. Let's see, let's figure that one out. So you're saying that Obama couldn't control Hillary, and Hillary, it was all Hillary's idea, and somehow he just was totally pussy whipped because, you know, he was going to tell Obama's wife, you know, that Obama was smoking cigarettes out in the backyard, something like that.
Her bad instincts and her bad judgment, something pointed out by Bernie.
I mean, this is a guy like Trump. Where have you exercised all this brilliant judgment? I mean, really, come on. 4 times bankrupt, 4 times. And he gets away with it because he's allowed to play the rich man game of, I have separate lives. You can't touch this life with that life because that's the way it is. Rich have privilege. I'm allowed to go bankrupt without going bankrupt.
Sanders are what caused so many of the disasters unfolding today.
Right, the whole Arab conflict was not caused by George Bush's fanatical stupidity, the first George Bush. No. No, the whole thing wasn't caused by our interference in our defense of Kuwait, the silly nation of inheritance welfares. No real citizens, no real citizen workers in the country at all, just owners of oil that we gave privilege to. Yes, and they lied to the Congress. They came over to our country and lied to the Congress of the United States and testified to incubator babies being killed by the evil Iraqis. And then we killed them on the way as they were exiting the country. We slaughtered them. Oh, that was really cool. Yes, and none of that is remembered by any of those scummy towel heads because none of them were fathers and none of them had kids who grew up saying, "I going to kill me some, whatever, wig heads." Yeah, some of those yellow hats. Yeah. Whatever. Yes, Obama started the war with Islam. Yes, I'm sure he did. I mean, they want it both ways, right? And the next minute they'll be accusing Obama of being, Islamic or something. So what side are you on? Did he cause a war with Islam, or is he such good friends with Islam that he's helping Islam kill Americans? I mean, your theories suck. Obama, like you, is just a stupid suit. No plan, no idea. He just wants his portrait on the fucking wall.
Let's review the record.
Cool. Okay. George Bush record or George Bush 2 record? Yeah.
In 2009, pre-Hillary, ISIS was not even on the map.
Well, I know, but all the other kinds of crazy Islamic terrorists were. So this whole ISIS thing, like you just keep giving him a different name and it's somehow a different thing. No, not different at all.
Libya was stable. Egypt was peaceful. Iraq was seeing and really a big reduction in violence. Iran was being choked by sanctions. Syria was somewhat under control. After 4 years of Hillary Clinton, what do we have?
You mentioned Syria twice. Alright, so again, it's Hillary's idea. So all this crap was Hillary's idea. And clearly it was Obama's idea. I mean, it was his idea to fuck around with Pakistan. I mean, he was an idiot. He should have just got us the fuck out of there. And instead he decided to keep playing, a stupid war game.
ISIS has spread across the region and the entire world. Libya is a...
Yeah, and how is it doing that? By converting good Christians into wacky Muslims? Oh no, that didn't happen. Oh, that's right, by just changing the name. That's right, so a guy goes from being Al-Qaeda kooky to being ISIS kooky. Who cares? He was a kook. The kooks are the problem. What you call them as a collection when they're moving as a group is really irrelevant. The group isn't created out of non-kooks. It's a kook group. You have to be a kook first. I just don't get anything. Can't have a flock of, pigeons until you have pigeons. You get it? You have to have pigeons. Not like blue jays or something. No, they have to be pigeons. They have to be kooks.
In ruins, and our ambassador and his staff were left helpless to die at the hands of savage killers. Egypt was turned over to the radical...
Yeah. And why did that happen? It's because Hillary didn't want to give them money. Because she wanted to use it to buy a new dress. These are Republicans complaining that Hillary didn't just spend more money. Just say, okay, you want more money? Here, have it. Here's some more money. Buy some more guns and tanks and stuff. Okay, little naggy poo. You're just going to keep nagging me about how, you don't have enough stuff and the crazy Muslims are coming. Well, what do you want me to do about it? You think I got money everywhere? You think I'm Donald Trump? You think I have $9 billion shoved in my dress? Well, I don't have $9 billion. I didn't inherit $9 fucking billion, damn it. Well, $100 million in New York real estate and 1970 times the increase in the real estate value averaged over New York City is, yes, about $8.5 billion. So if Donald Trump never did anything, he just sat on his real estate. Just sat on the real estate. Just sat on it. I'm just going to sit here like Leona Helmsley and I'm just going to look at all the buildings I own and go, I own it, I own it, I own it, I own it. Yeah. If he just did that, he didn't even run the buildings, didn't collect rent, didn't make any money, he'd still be a billionaire. That's how fucktarded this is. People think this guy's a success at something. He's a success at making methane. Fuck.
The Muslim Brotherhood forcing the military to retake control.
And right, she did this because she had this evil plan. She had this evil plan not to spend a bunch of money. Really. Again, her fault was what? She didn't think the problem was severe enough to take budgetary money from over here and say, well, we can't spend it over here, but I have to give it to this stupid naggy puss. Yeah. So, I mean, but if you want to make the accusation that she didn't just, like a liberal, just spend, 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 okay, go ahead and make that argument, okay? Fine. But what's your ulterior motive? How did Hillary win?
Iraq is in chaos. Iran is on the path to nuclear weapons.
Well, whatever. I mean, it seems like they're not. It's like exactly an opposite path. But okay, you wanna go ahead and make something up. Go ahead and make something up. I mean, we basically negotiated the right to see exactly what's going on. So I guess that's a good thing. So if they make a nuclear bomb, they'll do it right in front of us on video. So maybe you can notice then, okay? Maybe you can watch the videos and you can tell us when you see the bomb.
Syria is engulfed in a civil war, and a refugee crisis now threatens the West.
Right, that's because we fermented this bullshit with this happy Muslim Day thing or something, whatever it was, a Spring Freedom Muslimy thing, or some kind of weird notion that Muslims wanted to be free. It was just like some kind of CIA planned thing. Silly. I don't know whose idea it originally was. I mean, they all seem to just jump on board to anything that wastes money. So I guess that was the plan, is we need to blow some stuff up because we got cruise missiles getting old on the boat and you got to use them or we lose them.
After 15 years of wars in the Middle East, after trillions of dollars...
Well, it's more than 15 years. But anyway, yeah, it's a long fucking time. Damn it.
...spent and thousands of lives lost, the situation is worse than it has ever been before.
And Donald will fix it with his crazy glue. Yeah, he's got a bottle of crazy glue made by Trump Enterprises. So we'll have to come up with a word for Trump glue. Something sticky. Tacky. Yeah. Trumpy, tacky, Trumpy.
This is the legacy of Hillary Clinton. Death, destruction, terrorism, and weakness.
Right. The weakness of causing wars and assassinating and all of that there kind of Republican thing. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense. Weakness would be my plan, which is a graceful exit. Yes. This all looks like a bunch of rape and shit. Let's get the hell out of this. Okay, let's pull out our dick and run. And the cowboys, you see the cowboy hat? Cowboys are the nice representation of Texas. Texas cowboys gotta wear their cowboy hats. 2016, people still wearing cowboy hats.
But Hillary Clinton's legacy does not have to be America's legacy. The problems we face now, poverty and violence at home, war and destruction abroad.
Right, the same old shit, pretty much. Yeah, sounds like the same old shit.
Will last only as long as we continue relying on the same politicians who created them.
Right, the same politicians who have the magic plan that never shows up. The Obama's change bucket that didn't have any change in it. Yeah, and what's your plan? Your super duper colossally cool plan? You'll hire some 21-year-old speech writers. Yeah, that'll solve the problem.
In the first place. A change in leadership is required.
You know, he doesn't really want to be president. He was just running for president just to get his name in the paper again because, you know, his little businesses are kind of, so he needed to get some, you know, Trump going. And so this whole thing is just, you know, he's just sitting there saying, gee, I wonder how I make money on this deal.
To produce a change in out.
I mean, it could be the first president to go bankrupt while he's president. That could be funny as fuck, right? So, I mean, it might be worth it. Just that would be worth it, right? For Trump to go bankrupt while being president, that would be funny as fuck.
Comes. Tonight, I will share with you my plan.
Oh, finally. Oh, cool. We're going to get to the plan. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah.
For Action for America. The
Action.
most important difference between our plan and that of our opponent is that our plan
Is written in indecipherable, invisible ink. I don't know. I couldn't find a plan on your website. I mean, unless it's a plan that you're gonna. We'll cut the brackets, the tax brackets, from 8 brackets to 4 to eliminate the creepiness. Because of course it won't be more creepy, because the amount of tax you pay for $1 more income will be twice as much, but it won't be creepier. It won't, because it's a plan. I cannot possibly fail.
will put America first.
Okay, instead of America what? 14th or something. So all those other presidents were all un-American. Oh, Trump fence. The sign says Trump fence. Oh, it must have said Pierce or something, but it looked like fence. So who's that guy Pence? Trump Pence. Trump Pence? No, it really isn't that silly, is it? Trump Pence? No, it isn't. It can't be that funny. Ah, yes, USA. Oh, this guy, I mean, look at him. Oh, God, it's just so bad. Oh. Sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry, Trumpolism. It really does. It does damage to your brain, these Trumpolisms. It's hurtful over time.
Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo.
Right, I don't know. What the hell does that, so that's part of the plan, though, right? There's a plan to do that Americanism over globalism thing, right? Okay.
As long as we are led by politicians who will not put America first,
You won't even show us your tax return, so why don't you do that first? Why don't you show us how you're a generous guy and that you're not a lying sack of shit? Why don't you prove it? Why don't you be an honest man? Fess up.
then we can be assured that other nations will not treat America with respect, the respect that we deserve.
Whatever that means too, right? So we're being dissed by the rest of them foreigners. Yeah. You ain't gonna put up with none more of that shit. They're gonna have to bow and stuff and kiss our little holy ring and whatnot.
The American people will come first once again.
In the battle to create the perfect idiocracy. Yay! It really does say Pence, doesn't it? Trump Pence. It's like some kind of... yeah, it's like some kind of old British coin.
My plan will begin with safety at home, which means safe neighborhoods, secure borders, and protection from terrorism.
Right, which means what? I just want to know, are you going to give cops machine guns?
There can be no prosperity without law and order.
Except the part where the bankruptcy laws have meaning, because that can't have any kind of, none of that bullshit. Let's not be enforcing those laws, because they affect me, and fuck that. Yeah. Law and order. The guy couldn't even manage, well, yeah. Whoa! Whoa! Women for Trump! Oh, it's a club. A club full of old men. Yeah. So, I guess this is like Bruce Jenner's brother-in-law, Bruce Jenner's fifth nephew removed or something. I mean, they're still kind of manly, but yeah, they're working on it. So they're working on being women for Trump. Oh, God, it really does make you a little sick to your stomach.
On the economy, I will outline reforms to add millions of new jobs and trillions in new wealth.
Okay, so trillions in new wealth, so the rich are going to do really well because they get trillions. And, yeah, the regular guys, yeah, they don't get too much. Get some billions of jobs doing what? Polishing Trump shoes or something? Beating the Trump steaks? Tenderizing them? I don't know. Anyway, probably had enough of this for now. So, well, I might as well get to 20 minutes exactly.
That can be used to rebuild America.
Right, so we give them trillions, and then we use the trillions, and then we give them back trillions plus. Because that's the plan. The rich get richer. Because they always get their trillion back, plus. And then we get plus, and plus. Yeah, keep the old rich man engine going. So far, yes, no comment about Daddy. Daddy made it all possible for him to be standing there right now, and he hasn't talked about Daddy at all. Not one word about Daddy. Anyway, so, till next time.